Hey Kenny.
Hey Maya, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's been a few weeks. You haven't been on What Are You Watching? It felt like it was time to bring you back.
I know. I love being a repeat guest. This is one of my favorite things to do, so I am ready.
All right. Well, part of the reason why I wanted to check in with you is because this past Sunday were the Emmys. And a few weeks ago, there was a conversation that we had on What Are You Watching? I wasn't a part of it. I was here, but it was about one of the shows that had a lot of nominations and a couple wins, Severance. So I thought we'd check back in on the shows after the Emmys, see how you felt about the victories that a few actors got for the show, as well as what you thought about the winners.
Yes, I was so excited to see, but also not surprised to see that Severance did pretty well for the semis round. I love Mr. Milchek, the character who plays Mr. Milchek, or the actor who plays Mr. Milchek in Severance. I think he is the perfect villain. He is somebody who I love to hate, essentially. So I was really glad to see that he was able to pick up an award. I think it was really well deserved. And then, of course, Britt Robertson for her role as well in Severance. They just are both incredible actors. And then, there was some disappointments as well. I was also a big White Lotus fan this year. I don't think they won any awards in any of the major categories, which is kind of an upset. But overall, very interesting. I think there's a lot of good film and TV this year, so I am not surprised that it was a cutthroat race for the winners.
Yeah, I even saw that the show I tried to talk about when we were talking about Severance, Andor picked up a writing Emmy. So, a lot of good shows out there. I gotta admit, I haven't seen most of them, including Severance, but I'm gonna get around to it.
Now you have to. Now that it's
Yeah,
a critically acclaimed, you have to.
right. It's won a few awards. So now I'm like, well, now that, other people have voted and said that they thought it was great, I'll have to as well. I have to say one more thing. I saw a clip. I didn't watch the entire Emmys live, but I saw a clip from its host, Nate Bargatze,
Mhm.
who's a comedian that I think is pretty okay. Now, I don't think he said anything terrible. So if I say I like him, I don't think I'm like wading into anything bad there. But I liked his thing about the speeches, donating to
Mm.
charity and trying to keep people in the running tally. I thought that was like an interesting thing.
I am going to donate $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club of America. If you stay 45 seconds, it stays at $100,000. Every second you go over 45 seconds, we will deduct $1,000 away from the Boys and Girls Club. I know. I know. That's tough. It's hard. That's tough. It's brutal. What are you going to do, though? I can't change it. This is a game I made up, and these are the rules. So
I want to see how many other shows repeat, the charity, because the music doesn't work, like physically grabbing people doesn't work, But hey, whether a needy charity gets money or not depends on how much you want to talk. That's very interesting to me.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's great. And I think it's a yes, both a practical idea to get things moving along, but also a really great way to, I think, put some of these award shows back into relevance, right? Because their audiences have been kind of declining over the last decade or so. And just, we're at a crucial moment right now where there are a lot of people that need a lot of help, and these charities are on the ground every day helping them. So, how can we get you know, big names in Hollywood to actually make a real difference in people's lives? And if that means they talk less, then that's great.
Yeah. Baseball instituted the pitch clock. I think that's been
Yep.
great. The Emmys now have like the charity clock. We'll see
Yep.
who else institutes, some version of this, clock mechanism. Well, when we're not watching the long-winded uh, receivers of awards, combat their desire to thank everyone versus money going to charity, what else are you watching?
Yeah, so it's funny that you actually mentioned people voting for the Emmys because obviously, it's a competition basically among your peers, fellow actors to they have to vote for you to win these awards. So this week is actually on Wednesday is National Voter Registration Day. So voting is very much on my mind right now. As an organization, I mean, Common Cause has really been on the ground across the country, multiple different states really pushing for reforms to voter registration. You can see, in Massachusetts and Rhode Island pushes for same day registration, which basically means that if you show up at the polls, whether that be on election day or during early voting, and you're told for some reason you're not on the voter rolls, you can prove you all you have to do is prove your identity, prove that you're eligible to vote, and you could just fill out a ballot right there, no questions asked. So we had a really great hearing actually this week in Massachusetts, where a really broad spectrum of people, beyond just the typical voting rights leaders like Common Cause Massachusetts and, the ACLU, people from all across the spectrum, faith leaders, housing policy experts. We had college students coming, all testifying about how, important same day registration would be. So if we're thinking about voting and how to make voting more accessible, especially this National Voter Registration Day, I think that Massachusetts hearing is a great example of people really want this. All sorts of people, the vast majority of voters want this, and Common Cause in multiple different states is really working on behalf of the people to get this done.
Well, that's great news. I hope we can get some wins in Massachusetts and Rhode Island and other states working on continuing to push for these voting rights. And if you're watching this and you're unsure if you're registered to vote, go to your favorite search engine, or I guess even like AI chatbot, like it used to be like go to your favorite search engine. Whatever you do to get information, go check your voter. Say, how do I register to vote? Follow the processes, make sure you're registered to vote. That's what this day and that's what this week is about. So, anything else, Maya? Or maybe we should go check our voter registrations.
Check our voter registration and have me on again.
All right. Thanks. Talk to you soon.
Bye, Kenny.